Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today on the bench I have a beautiful Guilloche brooch watch. The brooch itself is a fleur-de-lis and the watch is an Elgin. I'm almost positive the movement is a replacement. The original would have likely been Swiss or French and a cylinder escapement. The brooch has a small chip in the enamel here, which is unfortunate but expected. The case back has a beautiful canyon painted on it, and it's in excellent condition. The movement is a 6.0 15 joule Elgin from around 1918. The balance is sticky, but it looks like the pivots are intact. The main goal of this service is preservation, as the watch is only going to be worn on special occasions and mainly as an accessory instead of a timekeeping device. First up, I'm going to try and straighten out this brooch clip. It's pretty bent, so I'll carefully straighten it. The enamel on the other side is very fragile, so I'll need to keep the adjustments to a minimum. This is about as straight as I dare try to get it. There's no new cracks in the enamel, but I'm worried about the existing one getting larger than it is. Now I'll decase the movement and get started on the surface. The tip of the stem is quite bent. I can straighten this out fairly easily. Now it's nice and straight. The dial is in pretty good condition for its age. Sometimes these metal dials corrode very easily. This is the hour wheel. It's got a small amount of verdigris on it. Next, I'll remove the retaining plate for the minute and intermediate wheels. There is some slight wear on the underside, but nothing major. One of the minute wheel's teeth is slightly filed down, giving it a darker appearance. Both of the intermediate wheels look okay. And the canon pinion looks good. Next is the clutch lever. It looks good as well. The winding wheel looks okay. And the sliding pinion looks okay as well. The bushing for the second wheel is still nice and snug. It looks like someone adjusted the banking pins at one point, so I'll need to double check the locking depth of the pallet stones. But that's the dial side disassembled, so let's flip over to the gear train. I can unscrew the detent lever from this side. It looks good. First up is the balance assembly. I want to get a good look at the pivots and their hole jewels. Everything looks fine, as does the roller jewel and hairspring. The pallet locking depth looks fine as well, so I'll remove the pallet fork now. Someone also filed down the pallet fork bridge, probably due to clearance issues with the balance. The pallet fork itself looks good. Now I'll remove the ratchet and crown wheels. It's unfortunate how chewed up they both are. A good reminder to always use the properly sized screwdriver for each screw. It's such a simple way to avoid this kind of damage. The crown wheel is in good shape otherwise. And the ratchet wheel is also in good shape. The barrel arbor bushing is pretty loose, so I'll close that up. There's quite a bit of moisture damage on the underside of the barrel bridge, but so far no rust. You can see that ring of old dried up lubricant on the jewel's underside. All of the gears and jewels look fine, thankfully, so let's take a look at the mainspring now. The inside of the barrel is pretty clean, but the mainspring is definitely set. I can see the end that hooks onto the barrel wall is also broken, so I'll be replacing it. That's the watch fully disassembled. I'll be back once it's cleaned and ready to go. Here's the movement, cleaned and running well. Let's put it on the time grapher now. Realistically, dial up and pendant up are the only positions this watch will be in, and they're both within a few seconds of each other. Here's another look at that beautiful hand-painted case back. And here's the watch, cased and completed. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.